Okay, the last one was kind of fun, so I think I'm gonna do one more. Let's do one from Small Tiger. Okay, so there's a technique in Small Tiger that starts off with the punch, and you go 45 degrees with the inside block, tiger claw, and grab. So everybody pretty much knows that one. So I'm going to explain an alternative application to what most people probably do, and explain a little bit about where this comes from. So my Sifu had a background in Eagle Claw before he came to Jalga, so he was big on seizing, and he had in a background through his uncle in Bak Mei, which and his uncle was big on sticky hands and sparring, so that influences Jalga. So whenever I say, we don't always have to look to Hong Kong for Jalga or to make our Jalga better, whatever, because there's some things that are unique to this lineage, and uh, the fact that he had those two backgrounds and he expresses Jalga through that, um, what we do is not going to be found over there. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, I just wanted to explain something about that technique. So even though the technique goes off 45 degrees, it's not necessarily for an opponent that's 45 degrees from you. Opponent is still in front of you. So for example, I punch my opponent grabs the wrist, okay, or he blocks, and then I either counter grab or I break the hold, which is what I think what most people probably interpret that as, um, and or to lock the wrist. And I'll explain how. When an opponent grabs the wrist and I start breaking the hold. The opponent's wrist is now bent, and I step. And as I step, that pulls his arm off to the side, which gets my opponent to lean. Okay, and then I capture with the tiger claw, I capture his wrist before he gets to let go, and then I throw my punch. So, um, so that changes the application a little bit because the opponent is still in front of you. Punch, capture, break the hold, capture, and then punch. And so that's that move. Uh, there is another application to that now. So if I throw my punch and my opponent blocks the technique, I I go around his wrist. 'Cause like I said, we were very big on sticky hands in our lineage. So my hand doesn't break contact with his block. Instead, it goes around his block, captures to pull my opponent off, and I use my stance to pull him off balance. And once he's off balance, I punch. And if I have a partner, I can explain a little bit more about that technique. But if you can imagine, when I'm pulling the opponent 45 degrees and he's falling, his face will actually be under his punch. And so under his arm. And my punch goes center, but it's actually hitting him in the face as he's falling because I've got his arm up here. So anyway, that's that.